All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the #1 Latino podcast in the East Coast, according to my jefa. And first of all, I want to say, I know it's a little late, but happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful mothers out there, especially mine and Alejandro's, that without them, we wouldn't be who we are.
We wouldn't be here.
And here, you see it already. We have father, DJ, car salesman, and now franchise owner of like one of the most popular snack bars, if not the most popular snack bar in New York for now, until you expand to other places. My brother Alejandro, what's going on, my brother? First of all, thank you for the time.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you for the time. Busy man, as you know, everybody in the podcast, everybody's like crazy busy, and Alejandro's running up and down, receiving deliveries, making decisions. So I want to first of all thank you for your time. Thank you for the space. Man, it's an episode everybody has been asking for. You know, everybody gets really inspired to see other people grow outside of like where they started, like yourself. Like, you know, we can relate as DJs. You know, it's not for some people it is the end goals. For some people it's like, you know, they'll branch off into something greater, which is what you have done.
Right.
So yeah, man, presentate. You know, let the people know who you are. You know, how you started from the beginning, and then we'll get into some questions.
I mean, you had quite an intro there for me already.
Off the dome too.
Let me see. What else did you miss? I think you had everything.
Yeah, man. I mean,
you missed Busboy.
Busboy.
Busboy server back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, start from the beginning, man. Start from like, you know, where you're from. Like, you know, where were you born in Queens?
Born in Queens. Born and raised here in Corona, Queens. Which is actually why this store was actually one of my I never planned to open here in Jackson Heights. Well, it's Jackson Heights, borderline Corona.
If you're Queens, you know where Junction is. It's right off of Junction.
Where I grew up. It was funny because jumping right into it, kind of like throwing it in there.
Right.
This location was not. We knew we wanted to do Queens.
Right.
And then this came up, and I was like, oh.
You have to do
I was like, I have to.
Yeah.
Like, I never planned Junction. I never planned 35th. It wasn't planned.
Right.
Like, I was like, yeah, when you're starting a business, you're like, man, we need to grow. We need to open more stores.
Yeah.
Latino-based communities.
And what better to do it back in your own hood?
And this thing came up, and I was like, oh, man, Corona, Queens.
And you're like at a perfect spot, too. Like, You're like right on.
I was so hyped. And this spot, to this day, means a lot to me. Because this is like... Of course. And it's funny because it didn't happen to... I never thought about it, really. It just comes in and goes. And then one day, maybe... It's like... I would like to say like 3 months ago, I was in here. And there was a couple there sitting. And, you know, he's like my age. And the guy goes... He pulls me to the side. He goes, man, you're the owner? I say, yeah, I hate when people ask me that. But
right.
But I always, answer.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm the owner. He goes, man, I seen you in the hood for so many years.
And now you're...
And I see, I didn't even know this was up. And I'm so glad you did this place. Because you're from the hood and mind you, I don't know this guy.
Right.
But, I mean,
it's like people you run into, but you never talk to.
Then he told me where he lives at.
Yeah.
Where he grew up at. I'm like, okay, you definitely saw me.
Yeah.
So I went to school in OLS, Our Lady of Sorrows.
Okay.
So I went there from 4th grade all the way to 8th grade. So
oh, really?
104 and 37 to 102 was
everybody knows that
my
church.
Walkways.
Yes.
So this guy says he goes, yo, I seen you around the hood. I live right there, 104 by the church.
Okay.
I seen you when you was little. You're like my age, and I recognize the face. And now that I see you here, and I see
full circle moment.
It was a full circle moment. So I'm like, damn. So he goes, I'm happy you're doing this. You know, a lot of people. He goes, I mean, I never saw it because I never hung out in the hood.
Right.
Like I was always like a church boy.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you
work from home to work and then to school.
Right.
So I was never like hanging out, but he did mention, he goes, yo, a lot of people from the hood never made it out the hood.
Right. Yeah.
And he goes, and you're still, you're not out the hood, but you're
on the
you got a business.
Process.
And I'm like, damn, you're right. Like it wasn't something that we planned, but it happened.
Yeah,
and we're very grateful for it because I'm a college dropout. I don't know if you know that.
Well, I don't know if you know it, but I'm a high school dropout.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
There you go. So it's like everybody has their own path, and it's great that you mentioned that not a lot of people get out the hood. That's kind of one of the main reasons for this podcast, to interview people like you, to say it's okay whether you're a high school dropout. Ideally finish high school. I always say ideally finish high school. But if college is not your thing, I was actually talking to one of my boys yesterday about it. If college is not your thing, find your thing and fucking thrive.
Right.
There's no limitations. Like you're your own limitation at the end of the day, and that's a clear indicator. What did you just say? You were a busboy. You were all of this. I bet you in your busboy years, you never imagined you would have. Forget one location, not multiple locations of like your own.
You know, it's funny because now I do plan ahead. You know,
Right.
now I'm in the point where I'm like, okay, this is what I want. This is what we're gonna go for.
Right.
But we know when all of us growing up, and I think the generation now, they should take advantage more of the information that's out there because like a 25-year-old Alejandro or a 25-year-old Nova.
Right.
Probably didn't think about all this stuff. I mean, I don't even know how old you are, but
26. Close.
26.
Close. Yeah.
But see, your generation, that's what I'm trying to say. Your generation, you're exposed to all the entrepreneur stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel like everybody that's in their 20 to 25 range, they have all the ability to, you know.
It's low hanging fruit.
It's exactly low hanging fruit. When we grew up, it was our parents told us, I'm 35 now. Our parents told us, go to school, get a good job,
and work. Work.
There was never go find what fuels you the best.
Yeah. No, it's hard.
Do your own path.
Yeah, I actually never thought about it like that. It's very true. Like right now, we're like getting bombarded with like positivity. I mean, there's a lot of negative shit going on right now, right? But we're getting bombarded. Like you open up TikTok, it's all good. Yeah, it's all good. It takes one for you to like one video on TikTok that's like motivation, and then you get flooded by like motivation.
Right.
And it's true. Like if you don't take advantage of what you're getting fed right now, I mean, obviously tienes que echarle ganas también. You can't just like be like, oh, I'm gonna be positive because I see a bunch of positive shit, right? But it is true. Like that's what I've been doing.
But the information is right there, sitting.
And right now it's like we live in a freaking mecca of information. Anything you want to do, anything you learn off of YouTube and TikTok. So it's like it's very true, and I do get the that side is because I think about it in reality, like 20 years ago, 15 years ago, it's not like there was like entrepreneurs showing like, oh, I did this by doing this, or I did it. YouTube wasn't even that much.
Now you see 20-year-olds making money.
Yeah, off of like
20-year-olds got Lamborghinis.
Yeah, and
our age group, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds.
I think that's a double-edged sword, though. I don't know what you think about it. It's a double-edged sword because now. Yes, there's so much information, but there's also now the other side of it, which is what I see and what fucks with me and probably a lot of like 20-year-olds and 18-year-olds, is like you see a lot of people doing it, and it's like, why not me? And obviously there's like the fact that you got to work hard, and there's just a lot of factors to like making it out and whatever that means to you. But like now you have that pressure on you when you got like 20, 25-year-olds riding around in like, nice Beamers or nice Mercedes or Lamborghinis or, just in the gym I go to, there's like, freaking 20, 30-year-olds pulling up in like Bentley trucks. And and it's crazy because like you want to look at that as a motivational way. Like, okay, if he can do it, I can fucking do it. Whatever way I can do it, just our routes are different. But, you also get that pressure and like, damn, what am I doing wrong?
Right.
What am I doing wrong? And honestly, I try to use that as fuel. Like, okay, look at myself. What am I doing that I can be bettering at? Squeezing all the opportunities I can, and this is part of it. The positive is part of it.
Right.
And no, I'm glad that you said that because it's the youth, and it's a major part of our audience.
The youth has a lot of empowerment right now.
Yeah, a lot of empowerment. You have to take advantage of it because if you don't, someone else will.
Right.
And then someone else is gonna come out. But yeah, it's a great message. Great message to start. Great message to jump off the pod, man.
Kicking it off.
Let's take it back. Let's take it back to your beginnings. You said you were a busboy. You obviously college was not you didn't see it,
so it's not that I didn't see it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my college life.
How long were you in college?
It was only one semester.
Okay.
A semester and a half.
Okay.
So I finished one semester, then I went to my second semester, and then I was like, all right, quits. The thing is that I started at a very young age DJing.
Right.
And making money and
when
stuff
when did you start DJing?
When I was coming out of high school. I was like 17 years old.
17, 18, okay.
And I went into college, and when I went into college, I was already, with the girlfriends.
Right.
We were doing the clubs.
The New York life.
I started doing promoting the events, doing the events. I know you ever heard of DJ Bless back in the day.
I think so, yeah.
The Tamal days.
Okay.
A lot of people at my age would know.
Yeah. I think Tequila mentioned them too. Yeah,
so we would hang out and, promote these parties, and we would promote them through, at that time it was MySpace.
Right.
So I would get very.
Damn, that's way back.
I used to get very discouraged with promoting because I was like, okay, if I bring this much people, I'm gonna get this much money.
Right.
I need the party to be popping. So
Right.
it was kind of like priority. And then again, I had school at the side. And I remember one day in class, I was going for architecture.
Right.
So it's funny because we're talking about architecture now, and actually like 2 nights ago,
Right.
I didn't go to sleep early. I went to sleep really late because I was helping my daughter do an art project.
Right.
That had to do with what I studied.
Oh shit.
It was
There you go.
2-point perspective.
Yeah.
drawing.
Yeah. Another full circle moment.
Another full circle moment. So I actually did that course, so I knew how to do the 3-point perspective, 2-point perspective.
Right.
But in that class of architecture, I asked my professor, curiosity after class. I don't even remember his name, but I asked him, I'm like, question, why aren't you an architecture and why you teach architecture?
Right. Why aren't you an architect?
Why aren't you an architect? And he bluntly told me, because I make more money now being a professor
Right.
than pursuing an architecture career which he like, I don't encourage you not to go for it.
Right.
But the reality is you have to be, like 10 years deep to actually
Yeah, you
make
got to
money.
be to make real.
You got to
money.
get your masters, your bachelors.
Yeah.
You got to get a good firm
Right.
or make your own firm, and you have so much
You just got to go through the ropes.
So I'm like, all right, so how much am I going to make starting? He goes, right now in age, like 30, 40K. I'm like,
Damn.
I think I'm making that already.
That's crazy.
So that was like a turning point for me. I was like, damn, do I really want to do this? And I used to, have long nights doing homework. And I mean, I enjoyed it, but it was just like, I don't think it's for me.
Right.
And then I was like, all right, you know what? My mom was very proud of me going to college.
Right.
Let me be first generation graduate. Let me switch. I tried switching to our radiology. I couldn't do the switch because I needed to finish my architecture class with 3.5 GPA.
Oh, okay.
But I was already failing.
Right.
I wasn't going. I was already cutting college. Right. And stupid me, I was cutting college.
Yeah.
But that's how my downfall went. Like I just stopped going.
Okay.
Well, you know what? This ain't for me.
I mean, at least they were real with you and like what.
But the thing is, like I tell everybody, and I tell my daughter now, she's 16. I'm like, I'm not gonna force you to go to college because I didn't finish college. I would love it for you to go to college. I'll be a proud dad that my daughter went to college.
Yeah, of course, anybody.
But if you don't go, you have to be somebody successful no matter what. So
yeah,
that was my that was basically my thing when I dropped out. I was like, all right, I'm gonna drop out, but I'm gonna be somebody. Maybe not now, but I'm gonna push to be that somebody.
That's an amazing message you say that to your daughter. Sorry to interrupt, but that's an amazing message. Because a lot of parents still have like that, and no disrespect to our parents and all that, but they have like that old mentality of that's the only way.
Trust me, I want to wear a nice college hat.
I mean it's props
take
to
my
everyone.
Take my daughter to college.
Yeah.
I would love the experience, but if she's not gonna take advantage of it and really do something with it.
And she could put her energy to something she really loves doing. And bro, I mean, it's especially now we're seeing how people take the opposite route and do like something they love or whatever it is that they want to do that is not college, and they're thriving. And I don't think they would ever thrive the same way as they would like in a college, because it's not for everyone. There's definitely space for those people that really want to do it and really love it, and respect to all of them, because it's hard too. That route is hard.
It's a lot of long nights, a lot of studying.
Yeah. But it's not for everyone. That's just the reality. It's not for everyone. And I'm glad that you're able to pass that on to.
And we gotta respect everybody's views too.
Yeah, of course.
So it's at the end of the day, it's an opinion and it's an option.
Of course. Yeah, that's the best part, that it is an option. So, and even I always say, even if you tried it like yourself, you tried it and it didn't work.
And to be honest, sorry to cut you off again. I kind of wish I did finish college. You know why? But instead of going to like architecture, going to business.
Right.
Now that I'm in business,
now you need it.
I need it.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I don't really need it, but sometimes
it'd be helpful.
Very helpful.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be, because thank God now I do like corporate events and stuff like that.
Right.
So sometimes I'll be talking to executives,
Yeah.
and they're like trying to book mine, and they ask me for like certain things,
right.
or like we'll have bankers. Like at first, one of the first things this was before I was even a DJ. This was when I was selling cars.
Okay.
Someone asked me about, I forgot what we was talking about, and he said, "What's the ROI?"
Okay.
And I was like, I didn't know what ROI meant at that time.
Right.
And I just avoided the question that kept going.
You like kind of sidetrack it.
Good thing I know now, but
yeah.
This was before I started Maya, so when we started Maya, I already knew a little bit. So I've been taking like personal YouTube lessons.
No,
on,
it's,
like,
yeah,
business
it's
terms,
great.
because people do actually this nowadays. Like people would let's say you go to the bank. Every single time I go to the bank, they'll be like, when you open a new account,
Right.
they always ask you what's your expected revenue.
Right.
So you have to understand that revenue is your sales,
Yeah.
not how much money you're making.
Right.
So the little terms here and
Yeah,
there.
it's a
you
language
need.
you can.
It's a lingo.
Yeah, it's a lingo, a language that even to me, I always what you just said. I actually replayed in my head. Like I wish I finished high school so I could have taken business class. Because even for DJing, like I also like for those that are not familiar, because I wasn't familiar with it. Like ROI is like return on investment. Like if let's say if you buy something, any like an ice cream truck, what is you're gonna spend 10,000, how much is it gonna make you back?
Yeah.
So that's what it.
How
so
much?
certain,
How much time?
Yeah, all of that. So
What's your net profit? Your gross
all of that.
sales?
So it's really important things that, of course, you can hire somebody to do eventually. But when you're starting off, like that's things that are crucial to grow a business successfully. Obviously you can grow it like learning here and there, but it's like it's like going into a business like blindsided. And then, you start opening up your eyes little by little. And it's basically like the same thought I have. Like, I wish I did finish. That's why I tell everyone, at least finish high school, because at least you have that backing for whatever reason. You want to do business, you want to do that. You already have that, door open to do whatever it is that you want to do. So I always think about that. Like, man, at least I should have finished high school. So now I could have get into business school to flourish my DJ business and all this. Now the podcasting and it's that's what we don't. I mean, I guess as youth, you don't think about it like that in the moment. You're like, nah, that's not for me.
At the moment, you don't really think about it. I mean,
so yeah, it is definitely it's hard. It's hard decisions you got to make. But look, the decision you've made has flourished. It hasn't been. I'm pretty sure it hasn't been a straight path up.
Oh no,
either.
it's been like this, and then like this, and then like that.
Yeah, and I wish people would understand that more, because a lot of people like they might see you and you see like the successful Alejandro with so much going for him. And he got these locations open now. Now he's vlogging. Now he's doing this and they don't see like you were here before me early. And we're like, for those that don't know, we're shooting early in the morning. You're here before me. We're just telling me like the 2 nights ago or something like that, you had 1 hour of sleep and all. Like there's so much work that's put into this, and even with that lot of work, but there's times shit is gonna go wrong.
Even with the vlogs, I don't put everything up.
Yeah, like. But no, but wait on it. We got a little bit of little issues there, but your vlogs are gonna be
they're gonna
back.
come back. They're gonna come back.
But yeah, let us know. I mean, great. Well, you're off the gate. You're like hitting us with fire. But let us know. So let's do a quick recap on like how that went from like, all right. So you were doing the parties, and how'd you get into I know you were a car salesman at one point.
So time lapse was basically DJing the whole time all the way up to 2021.
Okay.
So that was from 2007
right
to 2021.
Okay.
So during this whole time, I've always been DJing. I've always been doing private parties,
right,
clubs, and everything. In between that, you're a DJ, so you have time.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of downtime to that.
So I have time. I have family. I gotta feed. And I always try to make more money. Like I've always been. I've never been the person that saves money. Always been the person to my mentality
to generate more.
To generate more.
Right.
Like then before I get sidetracked, let me go with the
go
with
for
the
timeline.
With the timeline. Because I was about to jump into the save money topic, but
yeah, right.
But let's go with the timeline. So started DJing, dropped out of college, got regular jobs. Mind you, when I was in college, I wasn't working. My mom didn't let me work.
Okay.
I was
just fully focused.
I was just doing. She wanted me to just fully focus on school.
Right.
But I was focusing on parties.
Right.
But she I was really making money off the parties.
Yeah.
It was like my side hustle.
Yeah.
Then dropped out of college. Got a regular job. I was bussing tables. I was being a server. After that, I got with my wife. I got into like more regular jobs. I worked at Chop for a couple days.
Oh shit, I love Chop. Shout out to Chop. Give me a sponsorship.
I didn't like working.
No, I love the side of there. Give me a sponsorship.
I always had a problem with people telling me what to do.
Oh, tell me about it.
That's always been my issue.
Yeah.
So that's why I wasn't kind of stable at these jobs,
right?
At these restaurant jobs. So the restaurant job is a very tough industry.
Yeah.
That's why with Maya, I try to treat all my staff with respect and everything. Cause I did a lot of jobs where the managers they don't give a shit.
Forget the manager. Sometimes it's even employees that are at your same level are like
yeah. So it's very cutthroat. Especially busting table. I mean, waiting tables. It's
Yeah.
very cutthroat. They want to grab the tables before you.
Yeah, yeah.
After that, I went into car sales, which was one of the more steady jobs I had, which was
Right.
for that was 2014 all the way up to pandemic.
Okay.
So that was like 5-6 years.
Right.
That was like the most steadiest job I had. I was a car salesman.
At any point, did you think this is it? Like car sales is my thing.
I didn't actually think that was it.
So you're like, there's something else.
I
This
was
is just
doing it and I was making good money, and because I never wanted to work for somebody.
Right.
But there I had to work for somebody. My manager, which I love, I still get in contact with him. We still talk and everything. We reach out. How's everything?
Right.
But he used to always pressure us to be great salesperson and make it a career into car sales. And I respected his speeches and everything all the time. But in the back of my head, I'm like, I'm not doing this forever.
Yeah.
So I never had the during the whole,
You were never comfortable with
during
it.
the whole like group sales meeting and everything.
Right.
He used to always be like, "Yo, you got," because he like my objective is for you guys to be. He used to be say straight up. He's a black guy, so he's be like, "I want you to be 100K."
Right. Yeah.
Six figure. He used to call us six figure.
Yeah.
He used to call us the 6-figure crew.
Right.
So yeah, we were making 6 figures, selling cars. We were doing great. Until this day we talk about it, he said that my era was the best car sales team
Oh, yeah?
we had. And even though I was making six figures, I wasn't satisfied. Like I was there, I was like, fuck, I hate doing this shit.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of people on that
Because-
same boat and still in that boat.
Because at the end of the day, there's a perspective with money where it's happiness, and yes, it is happiness.
Freedom.
But it's not the money. The money is a tool that makes it
Yes.
happiness. Because nowadays, anything you do requires money.
Yep.
If you want to give your mom, the best life, you give her all the hugs and everything, but you need money for the hugs, for the trips, for whatever,
Yeah.
to help her out, renovation of the house, anything.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, everything that revolves around you is going to be money, whether you like it or not, and whether you want to see it or not.
Especially in this time and age.
Especially in this time of year, you
Yeah.
want to go out with your girl. Yes, the action that you're going out with her is the important part,
Right.
but you can't go out with her without
Yeah.
a little heladito.
They're almost charging
or-
to freaking breathe now.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna say making money is the happiness. It's the actions that happen during the process, which is the freedom.
Right.
For me, for me, it's not the money. It's the freedom that I can get with the money.
Of course.
The freedom to get more employees and pay them more.
Right.
This way they could do certain tasks that I do, and then I could be here sitting down with you and have this conversation.
Right.
Or I've been having, my little brother's been in the hospital for the last couple of days. I have the freedom to not be here in Maya's
And take care of your family.
take care of my family, be at the hospital with him, and do what I gotta do.
Yes.
So
Which, by
that-
the way, we're gonna
that
send
right
a lot of
there-
prayers to your brother.
That right there, thank you. That right there is like what money creates, the happiness it creates.
Yeah.
Yes, don't get hooked on money, because money. If you're doing whatever you're doing for the money, it's not it.
It's a balance. It's a
balance.
it's a very tricky balance, especially when you start making real money. You start making the big bucks, and you're like you can take that in both ways, and it's great that you're giving that perspective on money, because a lot of people do get money hungry, and then they forget about it's
Okay to be money hungry, but you got to be more objective hungry. What
Yeah.
do you want? Like, it's always not like just the cash.
Right.
Because yes, it helps, but it's also the moments it gives you, the
Yeah,
opportunity
of
it
course.
gives you.
Yeah, and we get blindsided. That's
get
what I try
blindsided.
not to forget on that. Cause like there's so many sometimes we're living the dreams that we like dreamt of like 5-10 years ago. We're living them now, but we forget because now we want the next thing. And what's
Yeah.
the next thing? What's the next thing? So we get blindsided. And I always try to like settle myself and like, listen, what you're dreaming of right now, the car, whatever materialistic thing you're dreaming of, like what you have now, you dreamt about it. You dreamt about it 5 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever, a year ago. And now you have it, and now you're doing it. And now you don't even remember it. You're looking for the next thing and the next thing. And
Yeah.
I feel like when you live like that, you can also like it's a sucky way to live like that too.
Yeah.
When you're present in the moment, like even like what I try to do, like any type of thing where like even this, I never thought I would be first of all interviewing like amazing people that give me insights on like how to succeed in life. But like just this, like the fact that I'm able to do this, I'm not like you said. Thank God I'm able to be here with you as opposed to waiting tables. Because I was a busboy too, waiting tables or doing X, Y, and Z. It's not an easy route sometimes. Because the life of an entrepreneur is not the easiest. You trade the 9 to 5 for a 24/7, but you're able to do things like this, and I'm able to take this in, and thank God to have this possibility. Right now, it's not where I wanted to be, but I'm grateful for what I have, and I'm grateful for where I am, and I know I'm gonna be, somewhere else, eventually, as long as I stay focused, which is like basically what you're telling me. Like, no, stay focused on your goals, but don't, make that number one, like money, and
don't go after the money.
Yeah,
go after the goals you want, and the money will come.
Right. Now let's navigate, because I'm really curious.
Hold on, let's go. Let's go with the passage. The passage.
Okay, all right.
So where the car dealership?
The car dealership. Yes.
How we get to Maya's? Yes. So during the car dealership, I had my boy Jamal.
Okay.
Which was my right hand man at the car sales, and he's also very hungry. He's always want to do something else rather than just be there. We used to hate being there.
Right.
We didn't hate it, but we knew we wanted something else.
Right.
So at that point, my goal was, this was like 2018, more like 2019.
Right.
I was like, all right, my goal is to make as much money as I make in the car dealership.
Right.
Plus more. Because I'm already making more money from the gigs.
Right.
So my goal was to get Friday, Saturday, Sunday booked with private gigs.
Right.
And make realistically speaking, make about 8 to 10K in that weekend.
Right.
Times 4 weekends.
Yeah.
So I was trying to get booked Friday, Saturday, Sunday for private parties.
Right.
And then during the week I was trying to do rentals.
Okay.
So I was going on board. It was going perfect, and then COVID hit.
Yes.
But before COVID hit, my sister-in-law had mentioned this Maya snack bar thing to me.
Right.
So Maya snack bar didn't come from me.
Okay.
It came from my sister-in-law.
Okay.
The only thing is I adapted it and bring it to the next level.
Right.
So she started with the whole concept, and she presented it to me one day, and I remember it was like around April of 2019, and she was like, at that time it was just sandía locas, chicharrón preparado, and chamoyadas.
Right.
So she wanted to do a little snack bar.
Okay.
So I was like, I'll help you out with my knowledge, because I already knew how to do social media well.
Right. And the events gave you a little bit background on that.
So I knew how to do social media, so I helped out with the social media. And boom, it kicked off. Long story short, where it kicked off at, it was at a deli. They shut us down.
Oh, damn.
Well, they didn't shut us down. The deli's lease ended, and they didn't tell us that.
So this started at a deli.
This started at a deli.
So like in a corner or something?
Like in a corner in a deli.
Okay.
And we had such a great turnout for like a month or two.
When did this start? Like 2019?
It was April 4 of 2019.
Okay.
It's crazy on other days, right?
Yeah.
April 4, 2019, and we shut down like in June.
I mean, these are like monumental days, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
and and at that time I wasn't a partner. I was just helping her out.
Right.
On the sidelines.
Right.
Helping her out. And whatever. We shut down. The deli lease went over. We had to get out of there. We got out of there, and then she was like, yo, this is so big. We could, make it big. Let's look for a place. At that point, I still didn't see the picture.
The vision.
Because I was still like, doing my thing with the music.
Right.
With the gigs. Trying to get booked here and there.
Right. You had your own thing going on.
I had my own thing going on. Then I was like, you know what? Let me help you out.
Right.
So I started helping her out. We opened the first store. It was crazy. I always tell the story because it's fucking hilarious. We find a spot. She calls it. It's like $10,000 to get the spot.
Right.
The rent. And we call again like a couple months, like 2 months later, the same spot with a different number. We called again. They changed property management, or they sold. So I don't know what happened.
Right.
But rent happened to be half the price.
Oh shit.
It went down to like $500.
Okay.
So we're like, damn, we could do this. Let's call.
Yeah.
So she called. We get the appointment. Long story short, we get there. We sit down. Mind you, I'm going with just helping her out.
Right. In your mind, it's not like this is a unit. We're not going as a unit.
Right. So at this point, I don't remember if this was already when I accepted to be with her or before. I don't remember. But point is, we get there, we sit down, and I remember 3 Jewish guys in the conference room. And he goes, "So, what do you guys want to do in this
location?
Space?
Yeah.
What are you looking to lease it for?
Right.
What's your business plan?"
Right.
So I'm waiting for her to
To talk?
to talk. We're right there. It's me,
You
my
nudge her like, yo,
sister-in-law, and my
it's
wife.
you.
And she goes, Alejandro, explain to them. I'm like,
What?
what? So, boom,
Yeah, put on the spotlight,
I literally, thank God I had the car sales experience.
Yeah, because like you just like
And
went
I just
off.
went off. I just, out of nowhere, just fucking game plan. Fucking sales, it was like Shark Tank pitch.
Yeah. A blind
I don't
Shark
even,
Tank.
bro, I don't even remember exactly what the hell I said. All I know, we was talking about like fruit juices and we have a lot of snacks with mango. And I remember like the sandía, and I was like, yeah, we do decorative fruit trays.
Right.
And the guys are like, oh, I love it. he goes, I love the idea. I love the concept. When do you guys want to move in? I'm like, I look at her, like, we got this.
Yo, that's crazy. I mean, it was meant to be, bro. Think about it. You were not prepared. You were not like, ready to come into something like that.
It wasn't something I planned for.
Right.
Honestly, it wasn't planned. It wasn't in my dreams. It wasn't in my nothing. Like,
right.
It wasn't. It was.
It's just God given.
I was stuck in music. I was stuck in DJing. I was stuck in, like, I remember that year, 2019, in May, before Maya's, I bought my first truck for DJing.
Right.
Maya's van.
The transport truck, yeah.
So I was hyped. I was making moves for my.
Yeah,
my business.
for a DJ, that's a milestone.
That was a big ass milestone. I still remember that day we had a party in Woodhaven. It was my last rental.
Right.
And I was so hyped because I knew I was gonna pick up the new truck on Wednesday.
Oh man!
And I have a YouTube video where it's like, or TikTok or Instagram, where it's like, the last moments with our U-Hauls.
Oh shit!
You know the U-Haul route.
Yeah,
it's every weekend.
For everyone that knows that runs any type of business that you need a truck, if you rent a U-Haul, I mean, now I got the hang of it because like I'm like my storage is there.
U-Haul adds another 2 hours to your day.
Yeah, pretty much.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Picking it up, dropping it off.
Well, see, home. I'll give you a quick story on that. I'm lucky enough where I actually have my storage at U-Haul, so my stuff is there. So I can come 30 minutes prior
and load it up.
Load it up. See, I get people that have to get the truck, go to their storage or go to their garage.
That was me.
Yeah, I get that point. Luckily, I was able to actually put shout out to Melvin. I put Melvin. I was like, yo, just get your stuff here. It took me like a year for me to tell him like, yo, get your stuff at U-Haul, bro. It'll be a lot, But I get it. It's pricey. It's not cheap to like, and they give you like a little fucking space to store like. DJ equipment is big.
Yeah.
So you gotta like store it and they give you like, you
gotta play Tetris.
Yeah, you gotta play Tetris. Pretty much, yeah. You gotta play Tetris and then and then you gotta deal with it. Well, I'm in the third floor, so I gotta deal with the elevator. Blah, blah. And I got him a first floor. I was like, yo, they would just move. I didn't want it because it had like a pipe going through the side. I was like, yo, get it now. Anybody would love a first floor. And said and done. He got it, he moved in there and boom. And now there's no first floors whatsoever. So I get it. Yeah, it's very tedious. U-Haul, not the best. Unless you sponsor me, but it's not the best. I don't want to lose that sponsorship, but I mean, it is fucking tedious to deal with that. If you have a business, I'm pretty sure you know.
So I was like, I was in my thing doing the DJ business. Like I wasn't really looking for something else. I was just looking for it to scale up as big where I could leave my car sales.
Right.
And I was getting there already.
It's crazy how it's like you have it planned out, but God has like
other plans.
Yeah, it totally happens.
And my wife, I remember my wife telling me, she goes, babe, I don't think you should do the business. It's not what you're doing. You're already focusing.
Right.
And I was like, how hard could it be?
Right.
I was like, how hard could it be?
I feel like we relate with that.
I'm like, I'm already
what's another headache?
I'm already helping out your sister with the promotion.
Right.
And then it's funny because days after, because I had told my wife, like, maybe we should do this business.
Right.
And then days after Marisol, she goes, hey, you want to partner up with me, to open up the new spot?
Right.
And I was like, yeah.
Fuck it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So that's when I always, whatever I do, I take it very seriously, except losing weight.
Right. We're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that.
Every podcast the same day.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that.
It's so hard. But whatever I do, I take it very seriously because I don't like to waste my time.
Yes.
So when Maya's came up, we didn't open our first store with like all the glam that you see nowadays.
Right.
I don't know, for people that have been following us, Maya's, and they remember we had the neveras, the freezers exposed, there wasn't like this stuff that you see
Right.
here.
Yeah. Yes, I remember. Yeah.
So it was, you know, we didn't have the we
Yeah,
didn't
it's
have the
not as like
graphics.
that's what I really appreciate, and I'm pretty sure not just me, but like a lot of people that come here, and it might be one of the reasons because you're not only selling ice cream, you're selling the experience of
Right.
like getting it. So for me, what I see in you guys is you guys are like the Starbucks of ice cream and the Starbucks of snacks because you know anybody can get a coffee in McDonald's for $1, but you don't get the same experience you get, you know. And for a lot of people that may mean something, for some people it may not, but it really does make a difference when you're walking into a place that cares about how aesthetically pleasing it is for you to sit, for you to have comfortable seating, for you to have this, that, and the third. And you know, obviously there's a premium to that, but you're like it's like a give and take. You guys are giving them like, you know, giving the clients, giving us like a nice experience getting, you know, you're not just getting, you know, ice cream from the corner. You're going to Maya's.
Right.
You know, and I'm pretty sure now you realize that because you bro, everyone around me knows who you guys are. So like, you know, I'm sure as soon as this comes out, like, you know, everybody's like, damn, you got to interview Maya's because everybody knows you're not going to get ice cream. You're going to Maya's. So when you go to Maya's, you know, it's an experience. It's kind of like, you know, I'm gonna go get coffee. It doesn't sound the same as like let's go get Starbucks.
Let's go to Starbucks.
You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure, you know, and it's amazing that you guys are like taking that, like you said, you're taking it to the next level where it's not you wanna it's the little details that matter
Right.
for you, you know, and that'll make the whole world of a difference compared to like, you know, not to compare, but to any other shop or anything, like you do want to put that extra work because people will appreciate it. And people,
Yeah, and even though today we still, you know, we still see our shop like this wall right here that you see right here, it's been bothering me. Like, I want to do something. I don't know what to do with it.
right.
Certain little things you go along the way and you go getting better and better and better.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's with anything you do in life. You just, I think the sometimes the key objective is to just get better.
Better and grow.
And you're never gonna have everything perfect. Like
Of
a lot
course.
of people see Maya's and they're like, damn, it's so nice and everything. Yeah, but when we first started, it was like
Right.
it was regular. I mean, it's still mom and pops because we don't have franchise owners.
Right.
It's all us. But this whole concept with the menus, I already have seen it from other places. So what I did, which was very different than what a lot of people don't do, did a lot of research.
Right.
When I used to work at the car dealership, and once I already had told Mara, so yeah, we'll be with you.
Right.
Bro, I was working at the car dealership and I was working on Maya's. Like I was web searching on my computer. I had my home computer and my work computer. I'm sorry, guys.
for all the ones that where was it? Mercedes?
No, it wasn't Mercedes. It was called Import Masters.
Oh, okay. So you already know. Deduct that from his now. You already got paid. So
in my screen, I had a team viewer.
Right.
And I had my
your home computer.
My home computer.
Right. Working on
both. I was working on my home computer. Doing like menus.
I mean, that just shows the grind, man. Because like, it's not you can't just settle to do the normal work. Like you have to.
Because remember, I was at the dealership I wasn't there from 8 o'clock. I was there from 9 o'clock. But I left my house at 8. From 8 to 8,
right.
I was dealership time.
Right.
By the time I got out, I was like exhausted.
You're dead, yeah.
So I remember the first October, November, December, January. We opened in October. All those months, it was basically me back and forth from the car dealership to Maya's.
Right.
And home to sleep and then back and forth again.
Right.
And good thing at that point, I didn't do a lot of stuff yet. It was more like technical stuff. I was creating the content. I was creating promotions.
Right.
Very little engagement in the products.
Right.
Most of the product engagement was Marisol. She did most of the starting products. I was just more focused on getting there, making sure everything was good, making sure they had stuff.
Right.
Shooting content, uploading.
Okay.
And then repeat.
So you're kind of like the marketing.
I was kind of the marketing. I was doing the marketing side of the business.
Right.
And the little time. So during the daytime, I would do the posts.
Right.
And upload them and, keep looking at all the Instagrams.
Right. You had the client waiting to buy a car. You're like, give me a second.
Yeah, give me a second.
Trying to post this paleta.
It's uploading. It's uploading. Wait. We got to wait before I look at inventory. Yeah, I was just doing basically research that whole time. In January of 2020, I decided to go to Mexico and California.
Okay.
So I went to California because in California, this business has been in California for years.
Yeah.
La Michoacana.
Yeah.
I discovered how many Michoacanas there are. They're not all the same. They're all individually owned.
Yeah.
They all share the same name.
Right.
They just change a little last name. It'll be like La Michoacana Premium.
Right. The LLC
Michoacana
changes.
Linda, Michoacana Bonita,
Yeah,
Michoacana, whatever. But it's all La Michoacana. So I went to see what it was like. Because mind you, I still didn't know exactly what kind of business we were getting into.
Right.
We didn't have during those first 4 months. We were very viral and everything, but we didn't have what we have today. We didn't have any pancakes. We didn't have our own paletas.
Right.
We had ice cream, but we used to buy ice cream.
Right.
So I did that trip, and I went to do all my research.
Right.
I was
You want to get fueled.
Infiltrating.
Yeah.
I would go to ice cream shops and just sit there with my ice cream and just look at the whole
I'm
operation.
imagining you with like a fucking hat and like sunglasses like in the corner.
And I used to be like, watching all the operation, how it goes.
Right.
Like what they were making, how they were making it. I was looking at flavors.
Right.
I was looking at the way they have the stuff set up and everything. Because I knew we wanted to grow and scale.
Okay, so you were like paying attention to every detail.
Everything.
Okay.
I have videos on my phone if I show you.
Like all the
People preparing stuff. People's setup.
Like how does he pour the this way or this
that
way?
way, yeah.
This way. All right. If he
that-
does it this way, I'm gonna do it this way.
The thing is that with the ice cream business, the Mexican ice cream business,
Right.
And I know all my friends that have paleterias. It's funny, I don't have friends here that have paleterias. All my friends are like Texas.
Right.
Very close friends, by the way. Very, very close.
Yeah?
Closer than ones I have here, maybe.
Texas,
Florida, and Mexico. They we all share the same story, and every single time we talk about it, that in this business is very cutthroat and there's no resources.
Yeah.
Like if you open a taqueria, there's so much resource how to open a taqueria.
Yeah.
On what equipment you need, recipes.
Bro, because it's kind of
it's very broad.
Yeah, for over there, it's not really groundbreaking because they're so close to the border. It's kind of like, they're just taking the concept and Americanizing the paleteria. But over there, like, mi abuelita tenía a little tienda like outside the house doing paletas. That's basically the same thing, just in a crazier scale.
But we didn't know where to get certain products.
Right.
We didn't know how to make a paleta.
Yeah.
We didn't know where to get like for example, the freezer for the waters. It has a little trick. I won't say it. Let them discover it.
Right. Fine.
But it took me a while to find out the trick for the waters to be there.
I got you. I'll find out. I'll leak it.
Breaking news. Certain little things like that they don't tell you, and you have to find out.
Right.
Or providers. Most of the providers are in Mexico.
Right.
So man, the amount of times I've been to Mexico is crazy after that. We went to Mexico to learn how to make ice cream, how to make paletas. That was in November. This was right before pandemic. Everything happened right before pandemic.
Right.
Pandemic hit, shut down.
That's where it was. I thought
we were done.
Yeah. I also thought that then it was like you guys were quick with it though. Like I thought like damn, everything's shutting down. Like I hope these guys can stay alive. And then boom, another location pops up.
So what happened was close.
We're closed.
They're trying to get in.
My bad. Everybody that's watching, we're shooting right now early hours just because
they see the gate open.
They open a little later, so we're kind of.
We don't even know if it's gonna go in the cut, but if it does,
nah, it'll go. There's people like
keep it live.
That's just proof that people.
Bro, you don't see me doing an interview. The what? We're back. Let's focus back. We're back into
reset.
Sorry, we got interrupted. I have a leak in here. For those who don't know,
the business life.
We've been fighting for it, and now they want to come fix it out of nowhere.
Right.
But we already spoke something and make a little noise. So by the end of the podcast, there might be a little construction noise. Don't worry.
Yeah, but it's all good.
We're gonna continue. Hopefully, the mic is very.
Yeah, we invest in a good mic, so hopefully this is where they're gonna be tested.
So we go to Mexico. We learn how to do it. COVID hits. We thought we were done, which we were done for a week.
How many months were you guys open in the first location after COVID hit? So you guys.
That was October to when it shut down was March. So what was that, like 4 or 5 months?
Okay, so I'm guessing you guys were still negative or no?
No, we were still negative. We were still learning.
Right.
we weren't negative, but we were like making it.
Right.
So we told it to when COVID hit, we told the team like, yo, y'all could go home and Stay
Take care of
safe,
your family.
Take
Yeah.
care of your family. Or y'all could work. If y'all want to work, we could do it. We're essential. We left it all up to the employees.
Okay, that's good.
I was like, whatever you guys say, we do.
Right, because
If
people
it's
needed
for-
money too.
If
So
it's for the safety, we'll stay home.
Right.
And whenever things come up, we'll open up. But you know, unfortunately, in New York, it's expensive. Everybody, the rent didn't stop.
yeah, nothing
Bills didn't stop.
stopped.
Nothing stopped.
The only thing that stopped was work, but the bills kept coming.
Yeah. So they were like, "Nah, we want to work." So I'm like, "All right." So we adapted that whole week. So I was home, literally home, for like maybe 2 weeks.
Okay.
My wife was scared, and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And
Everybody was scared. I mean, it was like the craziest in our lifetime. I think the craziest shit. I mean, in my lifetime, at least the craziest shit that.
So we ended up opening it up. We got the store ready. We with the little pickup window.
Right.
I was doing deliveries myself. We got onto all the platforms for delivery.
Side story, I actually delivered for you as well.
Oh yeah,
For
you did.
For people that don't know, I actually delivered for you.
You
It was
did.
like 1 or 2 days, but I did.
Yeah, so we reinvented the way we were operating.
You adapted.
Basically. We adapted. And man, time went by so quick where I didn't lose my job, but I technically lost my car sales job.
Right.
Because they weren't essential and they had to shut down.
Oh, okay.
So I wasn't going
Really, vehicles weren't.
They weren't
Oh,
selling.
okay.
So that was the breaking point for me because what happened was, okay, I stopped going to work. I didn't stop by will. I stopped because of COVID.
Right. By
But
circumstance.
that showed me a lot, like the potential.
Right.
Because now I was invested in Maya's every single day.
Yeah.
I was showing up to work every single day.
It's kind of like it didn't happen to you. It kind of happened for you.
Kind of happened for me. So at that point, I was already there every single day, day-to-day operations, learning how to make products. I didn't know how to make products.
Right.
I learned how to make products, work in the front, everything, A to Z. Everything happened so fast. Like, if you really think about it, COVID wasn't that long. Yes, the whole recovery was like a year span.
Right, because summer hit and then things were like opening up.
Everything opened up like around June, and I remember because I took one of the first flights, if not the first flight, to Mexico in June.
Oh shit!
I think we took the first flight.
Right.
Because I needed to go. I had to learn how to make more ice cream, and they were already opening, like in Mexico.
Yeah, they're doing fucking Mexico.
Mexico was actually better than New York.
Oh yeah,
yeah, like Mexico. So New York, I remember you just the hand sanitizer and the
6
hand
feet.
cover. 6 feet. Mexico, they have a pad on the floor. They had a pad on the floor with like I don't know what it was, some solution for your feet.
Oh yeah, what the?
I guess it was alcohol or something.
Yeah, I stand corrected.
You get the little check with the temperature.
Oh, with the little gun.
You get the gloves. They provided the gloves and the hand sanitizer, the whole shebang bang.
Right.
And the face mask, and then you were able to go and say
stand
supermarket or whatever. So yeah, that happened. That span was very quick. Like from COVID to summer, those 3 months. That's when we were close, and we actually did we were close to in-store buying.
Right.
But we were doing a lot of pickups.
Pickup deliveries, all that. Mobile.
Like Mother's Day was crazy.
Right.
Cinco de Mayo was crazy.
Yeah, I remember though.
We were so in shock that it was COVID, but we were so busy. Like we never had a
busier.
To this day, we haven't had a Mother's Day like COVID.
A peak like that.
Yes, like it was really, really busy.
Right.
We had line at the door. So what we did was, since we weren't hanging out, we weren't trying or anything, what we did was take all that money and reinvest it.
Right.
And that's when we did the new stores. We did the Bushwick location. We did the Queens location.
Right.
We were just expanding, and we hit a little plateau in 2021 to 2022 where, for whatever reason, we didn't really do much. We were open, but we weren't like really expanding. I think we were just focused more like on the stores,
right,
and on the product, and not rebranding, but adding more touches to the store,
right.
And we were like
refining
tweaks and here and there. And then 2022, remember me and wife were like, "What the hell did we do 2021 for Myers? We didn't expand,
right? We
didn't open nothing,
right?"
And then that's when we're like, "All right, grind time again." So that's when we opened up Sunset Park. Opened up. We closed our first original location, Graham. We closed it down. We reopened. We switched locations to where it's at now, Broadway.
Okay.
We opened up the Bronx. We opened up Manhattan, and now looking to open up more spaces. But in business, you get to you. It happens where you get. I think we got comfortable
Right.
and we plateaued, and then we just didn't do nothing.
You kind of lose the fire, no? Like the fire.
It's not
like,
losing the fire. I don't think it was losing the fire. More like you get stuck in what you're doing daily,
right.
where you forget that
There's no time for creativity.
Right, where you forget that you have a goal to expand.
Right.
So that's when I was like, you know what? We started listening to more audios, starting to get more motivated. I was like, all right, it's go time. We gotta scale.
Right.
During this whole time, we always had offers of franchising. People want to do stores, but we don't really franchise right now. More because we want more for us to be stable,
right,
financially,
right,
and then branch off. I mean, we're pretty stable already, but I don't know. I want more like
no, I get that
control.
Yeah, we were just speaking about that before we were shooting. How like when you're a full owner of something, or when you have at least the least amount of people that have a say in the business, the more controlled it is. Because then when you have this person, like, oh, I don't like the pink in there, like switch it to a green. Yeah, you don't like the green. Like green is not your vibe. Like, well, that's actually a really good analogy because most of your guys' stuff is like pink. And
it's colors.
Yeah, it's like colors from Mexico. So
right.
That I really get that a lot when you love to create and it's yours. You made that. You didn't take because of a certain check. You didn't have to make this decision.
Right. Exactly. I know. Eventually we're gonna have to branch off and do franchises, which I'm not opposed to. I'm just waiting for when I feel is ready.
Right.
That's when we're gonna do it.
Right.
I mean, technically we are ready at this point, but we have to do all the legal stuff.
Right. Right.
It's still a process.
So wait on it. Myers will be franchising. So wait on that.
Sometime, don't know exactly when. We don't have a date.
For those investors, be ready because even from out of state, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
out of state.
We get people from out of state wanting to do Myers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. That would be like, if not maybe one of the first in New York, definitely to do that, to expand, to be that, that multiple. I mean, you already are, but as you said, it's not a franchise yet. But it'd be so sick if like you're franchised in like, downtown or some crazy shit like that.
Yeah, the craziest thing for me is that it's like how we said earlier, is not something we plan for. It's something that happens.
Right.
And I think that's the beauty of a lot of things that happen to you in your life, where sometimes amazing things happen when you least expect it.
Yeah.
Whether it's getting coming out of a hardship with a relationship and then boom, finding the love of your life.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's been tested time and time again, bro. That's probably one of the realest shit you said, bro. Like, because it really does happen. Same thing with COVID. I said it in my first podcast, so I won't repeat the whole story. But again, I lost all of my equipment during COVID, all of it, and I thought I was done. I thought I was like, okay, pack it up, back to a regular job, whatever that means, school, whatever it is. Back to the regular life, quote, because DJing is kind of different. Cause
DJ died also for me.
Yeah.
There we weren't doing parties.
And what do you think? Like, oh man, this was my thing. You know? Not knowing that God has something in the back burner for you, just waiting for this to finish off to give you your real potential.
Right.
And you never know it until things happen. And sometimes it seems like the world is coming down on you, because sometimes it is. Like for me that time, bro, I didn't have. Like I said, I worked for you for like a couple days because it was those were the moments where like, bro, I had to sell off my speakers and my lights and my TVs and just to pay rent, just to pay food for my son, just to feed myself, feed my family, and then in those moments you're like, fuck, this is it, because I'm not recovering from this, and then a year later it turned Nova Events turned a 6-figure company, which I didn't even know, allegedly. I didn't even know. How that was gonna happen, and like what you said, like you've never had a peak like that in Mother's Day. I've never had something like that, where I was able to buy the equipment I dreamed of having.
Right.
Before I had what I could.
I already. It's funny because I already had what I wanted.
Right.
And it was like, boom, you can't do parties no more.
Yo, yeah, that would have been.
Luckily, I didn't sell off.
Right.
I have everything in the storage unit. But yeah, my DJ.
Which you should sell to me, by the way.
No, I already sold it.
Oh, you sold it?
But during the time.
Oh,
Luckily, I didn't have to sell off like you did.
Right. No, I did, bro. I mean, I didn't have much to begin with. But like, man, when you're starting, when a project is your baby, especially when it feeds you,
Trust me, I know. I had Gemini speakers at one point.
Oh my God. Bro, that was heartbreaking to me. And bro, it'll, it won't tear me up right now, but at some points it did, bro, where it's like you invested time, energy, literal blood, sweat, and tears to that little thing you had, and then for it to be ripped like that out of nowhere. But like I said, it's a good point that you brought up for people that may be going through shit, because there's a lot of shit going on.
No,
Right now.
and if there's something that you could take from that, like you said, like yeah, people see the now and they see the success. But I was talking to my wife the other day. We were evaluating like, our life together.
Right.
We're in a great position in our life. Thank God. Because I don't remember what we were doing. We were with our son in karate on Saturday.
Okay.
And we were like, damn, we could be here right now, together, both of us.
Yeah.
There's so many parents that can't do that.
Yeah.
And we were those parents at one point.
Yeah.
My wife used to go to activities with our daughter, and I'd be stuck at work the whole day.
Yeah, and that's a huge blessing.
And then the worst thing is that, like, for example, yes, I was a car salesman, but during the winter, it was really bad for us.
Right, yeah.
I remember going through 2 winters where I couldn't have something for my daughter to give her a gift.
Oh, no way.
Because we weren't selling cars. I was getting in the car business. I was getting $4 an hour plus commission.
Yeah, because it's commission based. So
it's commission based, and people weren't buying cars.
Of course.
And
seasons, right? Seasons where people do
there
buy.
Were seasons, and unfortunately, it was that I remember those 2 years. It was bad. Like you don't have money to give your daughter a gift. I went through that. I know what it's like.
Right, and that's like a pain that's undescribable. When you can't get yourself something,
Fine.
It's whatever. But when you're that kid is looking at you and you simply it's not that you don't want to, you simply can't, because you got to buy food. You have to buy, things to survive.
Yeah.
That moment of like.
And obviously our daughter didn't know that, but because we still got her something.
Yeah.
I don't remember what my wife got, but I'm pretty sure it was like a little toy or something. I don't if you ask me right now, I don't remember what it was. But it was rough. Like, I remember getting my check and I was so mad at myself. It was, because we used to get paid bi-weekly.
Right.
And that check landed like on the 20th or something like that.
Okay.
December. And I remember opening it and I saw the amount I'll tell you right now what it was. It was like, for 2 weeks, it was like $563. And I looked at it, I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this? Like, I already had bills on top of me.
Right.
I don't know what it was with that year. There was like no gigs neither. I mean, I was really going through it.
Right.
It was like 2017 around there, 2018.
Okay.
This was before I told you. Remember I told you that my goal was to get Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
This was before. I think that's basically what fueled it.
Yeah.
That winter, I was just like, nah.
That was a firing ass you needed.
I can't do it. I'm like, I can't live like this. Like, bro, I was driving a Mercedes Benz and fucking making that much money.
Right.
It was like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
What am I doing? But those things are what fuel you up and they get you to where you got to be.
That's the foundation you need to make sure you don't return ever to that. Make sure you don't ever lose that fire for whatever it is. Now it's a different type of leveling up. But back then it was like, I'm still going through it. I'm in my 20s, still going through like that, bro.
And even now, like, it's a lot of yes, it's a lot of great things, but it's also a lot of pressure for me. Like, I never really thought about it till like 2 years ago. My mom told me one day, she goes, now that you have more stores and you have more employees,
there's a lot more riding.
She goes, you are responsible for every single employee's family. Because if Myers goes down, or if you go down and Myers goes down because of something you didn't do or you were lazy or whatever, all that people working for you are going to lose jobs and their family's going to be affected. So she goes, so make sure whatever you do it right for the company, and don't think about you, think about everybody else. Because at the end of the day, we're givers.
Yep.
So I was like, damn.
You don't think about it like that,
You don't think about it like that. So somebody tells you, like, you think about it, like, yes, I'm hustling, my business, I'm doing good.
You're like not self-centered, but you only see like straight.
You see straight.
Yeah, you get tunnel vision. Bro, that is so true.
Now I see it. I'm like, damn, I walk, every day I wake up, I got to hustle, I got to grind. Maybe they get tired of me sometimes, the workers, because I'm giving them more work.
Right.
But unless they don't see the picture, more work is more better for everybody.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I tell them all the time, and I'm pretty sure if they watch the podcast, they're gonna be like, "Damn, I can't handle this thing." But the clients are very special. Every single client that walks in that door is a blessing.
Yes.
Even if they buy one paleta, one candy, anything they buy, be grateful.
Yeah.
Because for all of us that are here in Maya's, employees and myself, that client that walks in the door, and that's for any business, restaurant, any kind of business you're in,
Right.
that person is paying for your kids to go to school, for you to eat.
Yeah.
Even though you're working on a paycheck to paycheck because you're not the owner, if that customer don't walk in, we don't have no hours to give
Right.
to the employees. So I mean, if you're in the position of being the worker or being the employer, you still gotta treat the client with a lot of
Yeah, because they're representing
you gotta be
the
grateful
brand.
because they're the ones that keep it fueling.
Yeah.
Like them buying any little thing makes a big difference.
Yep. Yeah. It just compounds. It all compounds.
It all compounds. More
Once people-
customers,
Yeah.
more work.
Yeah. Of course. No,
More
that's
work, people have stable jobs.
yeah. That's amazing. You say that. I just realized that very recently where like I started expanding the DJ stuff. Like, well, we've been doing photography and video now. So now I have a whole team of like photography and video where they go out. And I'm not, I kind of was into photography a little bit, but I'm like, let me get someone that's dedicated, that this is what they love, whatever. So I hired, like, now they work under Nova Events, right? And then it's great. It's beautiful when things, you see things happening, and then I send this team out to do that, and then this team out. But then when there's no work,
You're like, damn.
shit. And like, what, and I just got texted, actually, like not too long, a couple days ago, from one of my DJs, because I also multi-op. It's like, yo, bro, you got anything for me to, like, and in 2 weeks or in a week, like I'm free and I'm looking for, and now that's on your shoulders too. Like, fuck, I told them that I would get him work.
Yeah.
And now, they're dependent on me. So now I understand a little bit of that pressure that you have of like, you have this umbrella of like people.
So my goal today and age with Myers is to keep because it's easy to make it.
Right.
Making it, you hustle, you make it. Now we gotta maintain it.
Yeah.
Now Myers has to keep floating. And so my objective is, keep going out there, keep doing the Instagram stuff, keep it trendy,
Right.
meet with different type of clients,
Right.
Try to get events. We do events.
Yes. For those that don't know, like, you guys can book Maya's for your any type of event. And it's and they do, the same experience you get in store. You get it on site, because I've seen it. It's like,
we did your kids party.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, yeah. That's a good.
We did your kids party. We did paletas.
Yeah, we did. And they bring like the actual, bro. It's an experience. So you get, like, if you haven't been to the Maya shops, any of them, and you want to do catering, they do it. And they, like I said, it's not just the paleta, it's the experience that you get. So it's amazing. And yeah, they did do my son's second birthday party or something like that. And it was great, bro. Everybody loved it. Everybody kept talking about it. Like, yo.
Look, last night it was raining. It was crazy raining.
Yeah.
I just realized that right now. Right now that I'm sitting here, I just realized something. Last night it was raining. Our Bronx store was really slow.
Right.
But my landlord from the Bronx store, where we're in the Bronx, they have a big complex upstairs.
Right.
A residential complex. And it's all like Fordham University students. And,
Okay.
But the majority is Fordham University.
Right.
So he calls me around like 3-4 o'clock. He goes, "Hey, today's the Knicks game." I'm thinking, damn, he's gonna invite me to the Knicks game, right?
Right.
He goes, "Listen, I'm having a watch party at the lounge in the building.
Right.
Is there any way you could cater some snacks to the third floor, for the party?"
Right.
And I was like, "Hell yeah!"
Hell yeah.
So little things like that. So the point of the story is that we were slow,
Right.
but with that little thing that we did, catering, it helped out the store.
Yeah, that extra branch that you have.
That little extra branch that we have.
It's like flourishing.
Yeah,
and
the store has the stuff ready to.
That's why I like expanding. Like I love DJing. I love picking up the crap, but I know that, like same thing, bro. There's days where I'm not booked Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. But my photography team, they have work. So I'm generating revenue without me being there, and I would have thought like, oh shit, like I'm out any type of money. And if you know this DJ business, it's very, like, you can make like a month's or at least 2 weeks worth of salary in one night or 2 nights, but that same way applies backwards. If you don't have bookings, you're missing out on basically like 2-3 weeks worth of work. It depends on how much you charge as well. But
I mean, the standard right now is like, I was looking at it. Almost everybody's charging minimum 1,600.
Yeah.
Right, minimum.
Yeah.
That's where like 2 speakers.
Yeah.
No light show.
Pick up the pricing though. Pick up the pricing though.
That's like the base. Back in my days, we were charging like 1,200 probably for like just
like
just 5 hours, regular sound system.
Right.
Nothing crazy. No add-ons or nothing.
Right.
I mean, when I was DJing, I got up to, I think my highest package was 4,200.
Okay.
But my average was like 3,000.
Yeah. That's more average. Yeah.
My average package was $3,000, which was the one mostly everybody got.
Right.
So just imagine Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, there's
that's 9 bands.
Yeah, shout out to DJ Bar. That's the person that made me realize like you can like.
Oh, you follow him too?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
I used to follow him a lot.
Shout out to the GO.
He actually motivated me to do my vlogs with DJing.
Oh, word! I mean, I'm pretty sure he's motivated a lot of people to do a lot of shit because, like, he took it the same way you're doing it with the paletas. He took it with like and mind you, it's not like he started with a bunch of shit. Shout out to Barrio. We need you on the podcast. He didn't start a bunch of shit. Like, you saw the process. You saw the whole process, and that makes you realize, bro, anybody could really fucking do it. You just put the time, put the work in. You can really fucking do it. But let's switch over real quick. I want to. I know we're coming to an end, but let's switch over real quick on a huge flex you have, which I'm pretty sure you fucking carry that on your chest. Being at the Museum of Ice Cream in the city. How did that come about? Like, how did
that was basically also out of nowhere. I didn't go for that. I didn't. That wasn't a thing. I was like, damn, I want to be in the museum.
Like, it wasn't in your plans.
It wasn't in my plans. It was nothing. It
was not on your vision board.
It was not on my vision board. It wasn't even something I contemplated on possibly doing.
Right. It didn't. I'm pretty sure. It didn't even like you weren't even thinking about reaching that type of.
To be honest with you, that was just a let's do it type of thing.
Right.
So shout out to my boy Diego. Diego wasn't my boy at the time. He's my boy now.
Okay.
Diego was the food and beverage manager for the Museum of Ice Cream at that time.
Okay.
And he's Mexican himself in Guanajuato.
Okay. Shout out to Guanajuato.
And he came to the stores and just a regular customer to have mayas.
Right.
And he saw that we had paletas in there. And he was like, oh, shit, paletas,
Yeah.
He went crazy. I wasn't in the store. This is what I saw from the cameras because they told me. And I went back to the cameras and said, the girls called me and they were like, hey.
This guy's freaking out about paletas.
There's a guy named Diego. He left his phone number. He says he's from the Museum of Ice Cream. He said to give him a call to touch base on something he wants to do as a collaboration.
Right.
So I was like, okay, fine. I grabbed the number. I called him. He didn't answer, but he left his email.
Right.
I shot him an email. And it wasn't ChatGPT days still. So.
Shout out to ChatGPT, bro.
It was an email from my brain.
Right.
So, I typed up the email. Like,
hey, you're trying to be professional. Like, trying to be politically correct.
And it's funny, though, because so we joke about it now, but it's funny because he's very, like, desmadroso.
Right.
He's Mexican at the end.
Yeah.
So when we got really cool, we would, like, talk mad shit. So,
yeah.
So I told him one time, like, yo, that email I sent you,
it was bullshit.
I tried to be so... It wasn't bullshit, but...
like, I pulled that out of my ass.
I tried to be so professional because I was like, damn, this is the Museum of Ice Cream.
Like, if I knew I was going to be talking to you.
Yeah, like for me, it was like, damn, this is the Museum of Ice Cream. This is...
You better appreciate that email.
It's crazy. Like, I can't fuck up. So, fast forward, I emailed them. We sent out, how you call it? Samples of flavors.
Right.
And then we had to come into a niche where... Because there's kids based.
Okay.
So it can't be like dairy. I mean, it could be, but we prefer to say no dairy.
Okay.
Nut free, diet free. So the healthiest possible.
Right.
So we finally settled on thing. And I was thinking, at first it was just like, okay, it was an event. Because that's how you described it, as an event.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, 4,000 paletas, whatever.
Right.
Bro, he hits me with, so we love the product. The team loves it. Can you generate 5,000 paletas a week for us?
Holy shit.
Bro, I was freaking out.
I can imagine.
I wasn't freaking out because of how much it was, more because I couldn't do it.
Right.
Mind you, I had one mold of mini paletas.
Right.
One mold is 40 pops.
Oh, shit.
So I was like, all right, how long am I going to take?
Like, I'm about to be here fucking 24/7.
To make 5,000 popsicles a week.
You're probably doing the math. Like,
I was.
I can imagine.
I was. So, luckily, I came up with the plan. I reached out right away to Mexico, to my provider. And I was like, hey, I need molds.
Right.
I told him how the size of my tank.
Right.
And I said, I need as many molds as I could put in that tank
as possible.
As possible to make paletas. So we came up with a custom made mold for our box. Of 40 pops each.
Right.
We did like 10 molds, like 400 at a time.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, now how fast can you get them to me?
Right.
He goes, well, to fabricate it's gonna take like 2 weeks, and for you to get it, it's gonna be like another 2 weeks.
Damn.
I was like, damn, it's a month, and that's if it goes out.
Right.
So I was like, all right, what if you put it on DHL, like express mail? How much more is it gonna be? He was like, it was like $200 more.
Right.
I was like, all right. Now you I told him, now you, how much would you charge to make that
to expedite it?
Priority.
Yeah.
He goes, yo, it was pesos. He like, yo, that made 1,000 baros más.
Right.
So I could, tip off my workers.
Right.
So I made the math. I'm like, oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, just add it to the bill, expedite.
Okay.
So boom, that time frame went to 2 weeks.
Oh, nice. So you cut it in half.
So before I even said anything, I told the guy, I told Diego, I'll get it back on my email, no?
Yeah.
Diego, we loved your
proposal,
but for us to ensure that everything comes out perfect and on timely manner,
right,
I'm gonna need about a month tops to start producing,
right,
at a mass scale,
right.
Mind you, it was 2 weeks, but I gave myself 2 more weeks,
right.
Bro, I was so nervous to send. I was like, damn, I'm gonna lose a shot. Cause who likes to wait a month?
Yeah.
Send it. He wrote back like in 10 minutes. Perfect. It'll give us time to prepare also.
Oh shit.
I'm like, oh shit.
Wow, that
email was like, I call my wife like, Museum of Ice Cream, 5,000 popsicles a week. And she was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And I'm like, all right, now we don't have a team.
You're just putting the pieces together, like
I put everything together like in a matter of.
Hey, but you made it happen, bro.
We made it happen. Like I was like, I'm not losing that opportunity. I'm like,
yeah, I mean,
I told my wife, if I have to make the paletas by myself, or at that time Spice was working with us.
Okay.
Spice was working.
Shout out to Spike.
And Spice was like, damn, we're gonna make them all ourselves. And it was crazy because the paleta that hooked them was the sandia paleta.
Ah, okay.
So sandia paleta, it was it's 3 colors.
Right.
So instead of taking us like 20, 30 minutes to make one full, like the 400 popsicles,
right,
now we have to do layers. So
you gotta like pour, freeze.
Okay. So now that came up to, you have time in your car?
Yeah.
He's scanning. You're good. He left.
Yeah. Make sure
you gotta be careful with the cops.
Yo, if you live in New York, bro, these cops are vicious.
So we pulled the 2 teams together, and it was me, Spikes, my wife's mom helped us out to package, and I had to figure everything from A to Z. So because we didn't know how to do a big scale.
Right.
At first we were sending it in like plastic boxes, but those would get broken. So now we actually now it's legit. Like now they're bagged perfectly.
You figured it out now.
We figured out the system. Now it's bagged perfectly. Now we even got their name on the stick. It says Museum of Ice Cream.
Yeah, I seen that. Like the details,
like
it's crazy.
Legit.
Yeah, I still haven't visited the Museum of Ice Cream. I really have to go check it out. I have to go see that. Might do a little chill talk video at the Museum of Ice Cream.
So yeah, that's very powerful moment. To this day, we do it so much already. We do it every weekend, where it's kind of like in the back burner already.
Right.
But then I'll get into conversations where like, oh, we saw you at the Museum of Ice Cream. Like, oh shit, I forgot I'm there.
Yeah.
Not that I forgot, but we're already going into other stuff.
Right.
Where this is already like just reoccurring.
Yeah. I mean, you got what I feel like you're good at. Now that I'm hearing you, I feel like you're good at creating systems. And for a lot of people, that's what fucks them up when they don't have a good system going. And you live and learn, like you trial and error.
I think you have to put the system in place and do it yourself.
Yeah.
And then branch it off.
Yeah.
Make sure the system works.
Right.
So yeah, I believe a lot in systems.
Yes, it's very important.
And my brain is like, it's kind of annoying sometimes because, well, not annoying, right? But like, let's say you're doing something, right?
Right.
And I see you struggling or whatever. I don't want to tell you how to do it because maybe you get offended or whatever.
But
my brain is bothering me. Like, yo, can you just tell this guy? In my brain is telling to my other brain. Yeah. My left side to right side. Can you just tell this guy how to do it and how he could possibly do it faster or better?
Right.
Like the other day we were in Brooklyn and they had a little they were selling food and like the way everything was positioned was like so weird. And I'm like, if you put that there and this there and put that over here, your workflow will be a lot better.
Right.
But I didn't have the guts to tell him. But my
Right.
brain was like,
it's like,
say it.
yeah. I feel like that's just like, that has to be an entrepreneur thing, because I feel that same way. Like, you might have even gotten that off of DJing too, because like when you're DJing, you set up a certain way, and like, I don't like it like that. Like, what if I move this a little bit over? Yeah. So you might have gotten it from there. But yeah, I totally got you.
Here, like everything, the way you see everything nowadays, it's all systems we have in place. Like, just for example, our mini pancake station, we built that on top, so all the toppings could be there for them to easy access.
Right.
Because the toppings were in the back, so you have to flip the pancakes, then go to the back. Our nieves are right there next to it. I mean, you guys can't see, right? But I'm showing over. And right in back of you, you have all the toppings for the nieves.
Right.
This way, you're just moving back and forth, not running.
You're just making it like
running back and forth.
Easy work.
And I got that a lot from I don't know if you've seen on Netflix, the McDonald's film.
The which one?
The ones from McDonald's.
I've been wanting to watch it. I haven't watched it yet.
So he shows how McDonald's was created in the kitchen,
right?
Where everything is systematically,
the
fry time, where they put the pickles, where they put it.
Yeah, and if you really pay attention to McDonald's, all they're doing is just flipping back and forth, back and forth. Yeah.
So systems, they work.
They're crucial.
They're crucial. They're very for all entrepreneurs out there, and they always ask me. I have friends that ask me, I'm like, yo, how are you able to travel and do all these things you do and still run the businesses?
Right.
I said, well, I don't work at the business anymore. Like, I'm not back there grinding on this side where I have to be here. I'm grinding on my phone, on phone calls. You saw me earlier.
Yeah, the bigger picture things.
You saw me earlier when I was making orders.
Yeah.
That's the grind I'm doing. I'm grinding on emails, sending out opportunities to get get better opportunities where catering. I'm sending.
You're like in the logistics side of it.
The logistics side now, just making sure everything operates.
Right, makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. Now, quick question: we're gonna hit you with a couple of not to. We're coming down to an end to this. By the way, thank you for your time, man. Like, even with the construction and everything, I feel like this has been a great episode. A lot of knowledge, bro. You just been like fucking spitting fire, bro. So
trying to.
We're gonna.
I just want to encourage all the community, the Mexican community. I mean, it's a whole Latino community, but I feel the Mexican community needs it the most. I feel.
Yeah, especially nowadays.
Because it's our people, and they need. Sometimes you need a little push.
Yeah.
Like, we come from families where they don't have businesses.
Yeah.
And maybe that's not.
Or we're like first time
business owners. We're first time business owners.
First time entrepreneurs.
We lost a lot of stuff. We messed up a lot of stuff, but we're here now. And that's the fear of a lot of people that I realize. A lot of people are like, damn, but we don't have experience.
Right.
I never done this. My family never done this. Be the first one.
Right.
You don't mess up.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
Literally. I'm going to hit you with some questions. No great thought to it. Just answer left or right.
All right.
All right. Or just give your answer. No, don't think about it too much. I want to try this new segment on the pod now that we're coming down to the end. And then the last segment, we'll give a little bit of motivation and insight to anyone at any position to keep growing. So, all right. Favorite paleta flavor? Oreo. Best New York City borough for snacks?
Damn.
That's overall.
I would say Brooklyn.
All right, that's it. Let's leave it at that.
I'm a Queens boy, but Brooklyn, they got
Brooklyn
spots.
got spots.
And they got Myers. They got 3 Myers in Brooklyn.
No plug, but Brooklyn got 3 Myers. If you were to choose right now, and both gave you success, DJing or snack bar?
Snack bar.
Okay, cool. Mango sandia.
Sandia.
Dream celebrity to serve a paleta or any type of snack. To be like, or they cater you, like, yo, I'm gonna try to answer this for you. Let me see if I'm right. Just because I see your stories and there's always songs. Fuerza Reída.
No.
Close or no?
See, I'm not very I love artists.
Right.
But I'm not very
in tune with the.
No, I love them. I grew up with artists. Maybe that's why.
Okay.
When we used to do radio, we were like hand in hand with artists with La Dorada.
Right.
Oh sure, I did radio too.
Yeah, you forgot about that.
And we were like taking pictures of them. We were like, I was never like, oh my god.
But like a crazy artist.
Artist today that it will have to be 2 of them, and I think that they're huge in the Latino world. and it just their track record and who they are,
Right.
would be damn. It's gonna be biased, but it's gonna be Bad Bunny and Karol G.
Oh, okay. That's fucking off. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just because
I was thinking like, oh, Junior H or like some Peso Blue. But,
no, I love them and everything, but
I mean, Bad Bunny would be
they feel
crazy.
more approachable,
Right.
and I like things that are less approachable.
Right. Okay. You like a challenge.
I like challenges.
Okay, makes sense.
So like, let's say for the Mexican artist, right? I'm cool with Zamora, so I think it could be like, if he brings him whatever, I could be like, all right, hook me up. You know,
Right.
it'll happen. Like,
Right.
but I don't know nobody knows Bad Bunny.
True.
I don't know nobody knows Karol G.
True.
So if it's like, it's like a challenge. You get me?
Yeah, that would be cool. I mean,
Like
listen.
if they pick up that call, like, yo, Carol's gonna have a show.
Forget that.
She needs for her staff 500 paletas.
Yo,
Shit.
Imagine, you know how McDonald's does like the celebrity meals or whatever? Yeah, it's good. We'll finish off with this one. You know how they do like celebrity meals? You fuck around, they do like their own paleta. That'd be cool. The Bad Bunny paleta. Think about it. Next question.
And he's always in New York, so
He is always in here, actually. Next question. Song you play while you're cleaning or working? Let's do cleaning. What song that's like you fucking have to hit it? I know this is like more to the DJ side. You're cleaning either here, your house, whatever it is.
see, like you said, attached to the DJ thing. That's the thing. I can't stick to one song.
Or one
I love
genre that you mainly...
genre regional mexicano.
Okay, cool. What about working? Same thing?
Same thing.
Same thing. Okay.
But there'll be like switch ups. Like it's weird. It's a weird topic.
Yeah, okay.
Like
all right.
it's not like.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
feel like
always
for a
been-
DJ, it's very
for
hard
a DJ,
to
it's
choose.
very weird. Like I'd rather listen to a DJ mixing
Right.
than Spotify.
Okay.
So I'd rather jump on SoundCloud and hear like a mix
Play-
or whatever.
yeah, play a mix.
Or I'm be on the Camilo app.
Oh, yeah.
I still use the Camilo app.
Yeah, me too, bro. Me too. I swear.
And I hear mixes.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
rather that or go on YouTube and hear mixes.
Yes.
Rather than Spotify and hear one. Like, a veces me aburro.
Yeah, because they able to repeat the same shit over
Like,
and
you know, hear the chorus again. I'm like, damn, could we just go to the next song?
over. All right. So now, to wrap it up, you know, like I said, you've been great. This podcast has been amazing. So we apologize for the construction. I mean, they barely heard anything, but
I mean, and I don't even know where they went.
yeah, I think they went for lunch.
Already, look at the clock.
Already. So
Mind you.
for anyone right now, just to finish off, for anyone right now that is maybe in a 9 to 5, maybe pushing to open up that business or start that podcast or whatever it is in the spectrum of creating, but they're not, like you said, maybe they need that little push. What's an advice you can give them that maybe you use or that you keep daily to give them that push to succeed eventually when they, or to just fucking work till one day make it?
I mean, I always said it, and I don't know if sometimes people don't really put mind to it because it's very hard. A lot of people are perfectionists.
Right.
Stop trying to be a perfectionist.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Nike.
Like
Sponsor.
just don't be scared. I mean, in life, I think the worst thing you could lose is your life.
Yep.
There's no coming back from that.
Nope.
But money, friends, family members, jobs,
Yeah.
that is all replaceable.
Yep.
If you're gonna lose friends, you lost them.
Yeah.
There's new ones out there.
And stop caring so much, bro.
Stop caring about your friends.
Stop caring so much. Just put out the
I
word.
have a lot of friends that I love, and sometimes maybe they feel some type of way because I don't hang out with them no more. And it's not that I want to hang out with them. Sometimes I don't even hang out with my wife and go out.
Yeah, really be like that.
And it's really true. My wife the other day was like, yo, we haven't had a date. We're always with the kids.
Yeah.
And
You're like,
I mean,
you
just-
want to go get a paleta?
just imagine. Yeah, actually, happened to me the other day. But I want off topic. I'll tell you after. But yeah, like just do it. Like, don't be scared of losing anything.
Yeah.
The worst thing you could lose is the opportunity.
And time.
Because if you didn't do it, you lost the opportunity. And opportunities don't come twice.
Yeah.
If somebody came up to you and said, "I got this opportunity for you," take it and run with it.
Yep.
Even if it's not what you're gonna keep doing for the next
It'll teach you something.
5 years. Maybe
Yeah.
it's just something temporary, but take it as a token of appreciation, and do the stuff you want.
Yeah.
Also, very important, do stuff you like.
Yeah.
Like, don't do it because, like I said earlier, don't do it because of the money. Like, don't become a doctor because it's well paid.
Yeah. You'll
Do
never
it
succeed.
because you care about people and you wanna, and well, in that field, and you wanna be, big
Yeah.
big time doctor. Everything you do it because you love it. Don't just do it because even to make your parents feel good. Don't do it for that.
Yeah.
Your parents are gonna love you regardless whether you're not successful or successful. They're still gonna be there for you. Your mom's always gonna be there for you. Your dad's always gonna be there for you, no matter what.
Yeah.
So just go for it. Like just run like a horse with the things like this, and just focus on
Tunnel
where
vision.
you're going. Tunnel vision.
Tunnel vision. I love it. I love it.
Tunnel
Great.
vision. And
Great
if you
way
need
to-
help, call me up.
Yes, sir. Oh,
Text me.
beautiful.
DM me.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Or pull up for a paleta.
Or pull up for a paleta. We'll sit down and talk.
I mean, man, what can I say? There's been an amazing episode, a lot of insight. This, again, I will repeat it over and over. This is why I love doing these podcasts, because not only people get to learn about the ins and outs of someone's, life and their career and what they made of it, but I get to, learn, and I get to pick your brain, and I'm pretty sure everyone is gonna be very excited for this to come out. So, bro, thank you once again for the time, the space. I know you had so much stuff to do. I know since we got here in the morning, you're like running around, answering calls, doing everything. And yeah, thank you for the time. Thank you for all the knowledge. If anyone that's we're gonna drop all of the information for Maya's. If you haven't yet, which is rare, but if you haven't yet tried the Maya's snacks, you gotta pull up. Like I said, it's an experience. So Starbucks are the Mexican snacks.
Trying to be.
Nah, it is. So yeah, guys, we are now an hour and 30 over. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, like, subscribe, do all the nice stuff.
And if you watch to this point, not even fast forward, you watch to this point.
No, you did watch
DM Nova, and we're gonna give you free candy.
Oh shit, there you go.
We'll ship
free
it out
giveaway.
to you.
Free giveaway. DM the
For those who
word.
don't know, Pikaway is also our brand.
Their own brand of.
We just honestly we not that we haven't want to, we just keep forgetting to like promote it.
I can imagine so much shit going on. Like, yeah.
Because this Pikaway by Maya's, but we just haven't like promoted hard.
Yeah.
But this year we're gonna make it happen. So if you watch at this point, we're gonna ship you.
Listen, comment down below the
Pikaway.
word esquite, and we'll send some out to people.
Yeah, we'll send some out to people.
We'll send some out. So comment the word esquite. Thank you guys for watching. All the information from Mayas will be down below. All the locations, all of that. Please pull up. Summer's around the corner. And even if it's not summer, come try a paleta. They're fire. My favorite is the Oreo too, actually. Funny enough, my favorite is the Oreo
So
too.
the whole story behind Oreo, real quick, it's not a regular Oreo paleta. It's basically came from my childhood where I used to throw Oreos in a glass of milk and wait for it to dissolve.
Oh, okay,
And I used to drink the Oreo milk.
Oh shit. Okay, well there you go. So it's like even more that special.
So that was our popsicles like so Oreo infused because we literally do that. We drop all the Oreos in there, let it soak, leave it overnight.
Yeah.
So all the flavors jam packed.
It may not sound appetizing, but it's fire. I promise you.
Trust me.
It's really fire. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll do one more time. Get to what you gotta do. You got business going on, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.